Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today is the 28th of October 2024. This is the daily read for the collective. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you're located. As far as the date is right, hopefully this will be helpful for you. It's very interesting that this card, Eight of Pentacles, is actually resonating from resonating with the card that showed up yesterday. So, my first impression is today there will be a continuation for um, the work that was previously initiated, especially yesterday. So, um, I think there is a direct correlation between yesterday and today in regards to the work we are doing, the concerns that we are dealing with. Perhaps yesterday it was simply initiating, um, being very hardworking at something. And then perhaps yesterday the progress was not completed yet. That's why today will be completing it. And if there was an issue yesterday, probably it took a long time to reach the solution. And today, some of you will still be dealing with the same situation. And hopefully, today will be the day that you finally tackled the issue. I realize what I'm dealing with, and I know that it actually lingers to from yesterday to today. So both days I have to be very diligent and hardworking in dealing with the matter that I am concerned with. So perhaps for you it will be the same, maybe in a different fashion. But anyway, in generally today is still the day to be very focused and be diligent. And even though the progress might not be as perfect as you would like to, you're still gaining progress. And we just need to tell ourselves um, that we have to be hardworking. We have to be willing to put in the effort to deal with whatever things that we need to deal with. We have to acknowledge the fact that sometimes things can be slow and we can't see the results immediately. Um, for some of you, you might feel like it is kind of stagnated. Perhaps you really want things to move along and move beyond the current situation, but um, it turns out that you still have to be very patient about um, those matters. Um, and if that's the case, try not to force the progress. Um, just try your best to do whatever you can do to deal with the situation. Try your best, and the rest of the things, let go and let God. Um, for some of you, it is important to realize the fact that whatever things we are trying to achieve, it is still in the process. We are way beyond the halfway point, but then we are still reaching the destination. So if you feel like you just want to stop here, don't stop yet because there are things that are not done yet. So I know perhaps some of you feel like you are out of control of the events that are happening, and you feel like um, maybe out of patience. Um, but the Eight of Pentacles energy is telling us that we still need to keep going, and we are still on the right track if we keep going and keep investing time and patience to a situation. Um, for some of you, especially for those who are, the artistic people, today is a day that is beneficial for you to do the crafts, um, or maybe sculpture, even trying to make something that requires a hammer. So I think for some of you, maybe you feel like it's kind of dangerous to use a hammer, or use a lot of um, forces to make something happen. But today is a day to actually do it, and um, without worrying about it. Of course, I still recommend you to be very careful, but as we see, this person is using a hammer to do something that they are very passionate about, and also they are very focused on. We have to consider the fact that, are we using enough effort to bring a situation to fruition? Um, it depends on your character. If you are very introverted, very fearful, not very confident, then it can be a difficult day, because Eight of Pentacles requires diligence. And also, as you can see, the person using a hammer, that means we need to pay the effort. And sometimes using a hammer can be very risky, because the hammer can hurt our fingers, the hammer can hurt the objects. So, but if you sometimes, if we don't use the hammer, it's just not gonna go through. So I feel like today is a day that we have to realize the fact that we have to push through something. We can't just sit there and then use the regular ways to deal with the matters in our hands. So we have to keep going, even though the process can be painful, because as I mentioned, using a hammer, it, it requires the effort. It requires the force from the hands, from our brains, and we have to take the risk of breaking the objects, breaking our wrists. You know, it's not easy, but sometimes in life we don't have a choice, and it is not always a sunny day. We have to push through sometimes. So I feel like today is also a day that we need to push through something, and acknowledge the fact that, okay, the situation we are currently in, we have to push through. And even though we might feel the fear, but we still need to do it, because if we don't do it, it's just gonna stay the same. Um, Staying the same is not the worst. Uh, the thing that it can be even worse is going back. And we don't want to go back. For some reasons, it's not a good time to go back. for some matters, um, we have to move on. So anyway, I hope this read is helpful for you. And if you like this read, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate. And hopefully, you'll have a very productive day. And I'll talk to you next time. Have a good one. Bye bye.